Ah. Revachol. Oranje. Glacia. Yeah? Yeah.
Are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks.
What about the movie posters? How do they factor into all this? How do you think this is connected to the human?
We didn't find anything conclusive linking them to the smuggling operation. But somehow, I doubt that Evrard Clare would be oblivious to something like this happening right under his nose. My suggestion is, we use it against the Union in any way we can, to our own ends. It's a slippery hill, but we just might be able to pin them down, indirectly, down the road. As elegant as they are, I don't think they are relevant to the drug trade.
Don't be fooled. Desire always plays a role.
I'm going to say no.
Don't be fooled.
Yes, well...
Unimportant. Don't be fooled. Desire always plays a role.
Yes, well...
Unimportant.
We should return to the murder case. See what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest our narcotics department look into it. There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation, sometime later when we are done here. We do not want to get caught in that.
What are you thinking?
The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madrid grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome.
Corruption?
All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either.
Okay.
Debrief
over?
After you.
Make our way back to Joyce. Can pick up this bottle? Huh. Okay. Looks like there was more construction here once, decades ago. Hey, up here, piggo. Hey, fuck you.
The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent rushing down Rue de Esperance. You wait and see.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
That would help. Tip right here, if anyone ends up getting this game and you get this stupid glitch where it doesn't let you access the words, just pause. Ta-da.
Ask away, pigman. But I don't promise to answer.
Despite the sass, she puts the brush aside. What are you doing to the
Can't
wall?
you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural, an aereo graffitio visible from low orbit. I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words.
Why are you so committed to defacing the
This
building?
place is severely lacking in havoc. Not even the occasional trash can fire to break up the tedium. I thought I'd mix it up, you know, summon the forces of crime and social chaos with a wall-sized invitation.
I have an opinion on this. Want to hear it?
Yeah?
I love public art.
Thanks.
Don't mind what I'm...
I'm sure the inspiration will come to me now that I have an official RCM stamp of approval.
You've lessened her desire to deface the building.
Hey. Do you know anything about the recent murder?
I ain't no snitch, pigstein. Go forth and forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko.
You keep looking off to the side. What are you looking at?
She turns her head to face the coast and nods disdainfully toward Joyce, performing maintenance on her boat. Hatred, disgust, it's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features.
The woman on the boat does
The
not
woman
notice us.
on the boat does not notice her staring.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her. On a first-name basis with her, are we? Piggy's moving up in the world.
Well, the negativity.
Have you got a crush on her? Aching for an opportunity to defend her honor?
Get
Watch
you later,
your
Cindy.
back, ungulate. You've got eyes on you.
Ungulate? Don't things that undulate, isn't that just moving? She just calling me a mover? Huh.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
I spoke with the lawman at the roundabout.
Yes, my eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered?
What's the difference? Is this gonna be like emotional? Is this gonna be like physical? Take the blows and then sugar off the pain, sort of a thing? Yeah, we'll actually do electrochemistry. Keep my eyes on the harbor. Some word to the effect. What have you discovered?
Yes. And will you start an official investigation?
The lieutenant is about to interject. Cut him off. This decision should be yours.
I trust him. It's okay, Authority. Calm down.
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I am sure you understand.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn. I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
Are the lynching and the strike connected?
I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
Momentary lapse of faith. Do you need a security detail? Oh.
Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the Colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night.
Oh. Crazy.
Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out their orders, for now. It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
Maybe investigation teams can team up, or investigations can team up. You know, share resources and intelligence.
Surely you're joking. These people are killers. My only hope is that yours provides a single, concrete suspect before they indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put,
She grabs hold of the mainsail.
if you don't pin this on someone good, and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
They would have to project strength and power.
The Debarders have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a Hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty. These men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all. As I said, a bloodbath. Many bleak scenarios have already come true. Nameless, badgeless detective of the citizens' militia. All we can do is keep the rest from going the same way. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation. Yes, I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Rivershoal West.
Since you are sharing, ma'am, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be.
I don't know, sometimes. Maybe they'll let me ask them all. So
Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell. They boast a long list of clients. Saint-Baptiste, Welchman-Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions and such.
that's a fourth world country.
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors, Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands, countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil. Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources. If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, ma'am?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenel. I have, and they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us. If you mean did I see him alive? Yes. But I did not know him. Lely, his service name. Nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one. He was 40, or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age, or gauge his facial expressions.
What else? Nationality? Accent?
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it. Through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once.
You said the deceased assaulted a woman?
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it. That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
The lieutenant consults his notebook, his eyebrows knitted in concentration.
Odd. We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching. Where did it take place? And when?
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him. That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor about a rumor. In any case, it's what the colonel's remaining colleagues believe.
You'll meet her soon enough, you feel?
They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
Vigilantes. You're a professional officer of the only legitimate authority in Revachol.
You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
Give it a try.
This is so embarrassing. You have no idea. There's something wrong with your brain. Luckily, the lieutenant still has his.
Ma'am, with all due respect, I've been around Martinez, and there's a giant hulk of a man in ill-fitting clothes at the harbor gates. Mr. Right to Work. His heart really isn't in it.
Not a terribly good actor, that one. Still.
And the other must be in one of the four-story buildings overlooking the roundabout. He or she was reporting back to you while we were canvassing the lorry drivers.
That would afford a good vantage point. Still, I hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest. Until the executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob, and their impatience.
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative.
There's a brief silence. Seagulls squawk over the bay.
It's a matter of days, not weeks. I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask. Why, yes I am. The boat? No. It is called Cordelati 19 because that's the type of sloop it is.
The word, it, feels strange. Such a beautiful boat deserves a proper name.
My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do.
I really do, the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman, assessing her.
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around? Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou. We are. And the city of Revachol is on the island of Le Caillou. Good.
Alright, what next? Replace the lost ball. Still haven't found that. Maybe we have to go in there like a different time. I still think we just need a different tool. Those found track pants look enticing, but you and Pino are not close yet. And you figure out what's going on with them, and then you can get your hands on some performance gear. It also has unauthorized access to the whirling trash. Find this person, you'll know who tampered with the seed. It may take a while. Keep looking, maybe someone else knows something. Someone local with you before you passed out. The Whirling's absent bartender? You could ask the local pawn shop. Gart has told you some unruly Union men gather in the mess hall of the Whirling and Rags. They're not there today, but most likely they'll eventually show up. Keep an eye out for them. Kim suggests you call the station Lazarus in order to sort out your health issues. You can use the motor carriage to make the call, although you don't feel hopeful. I guess we can go make that call. Is the door open yet?
A sturdy metal door guards. The door rattles again, but this time you hear an elderly woman's voice calling out from inside.
Stop banging on the door. I'm not letting any more strangers inside. It don't matter who I am. Now, go on, get out of there.
From within comes the faint sound of a broom sweeping across the concrete floor.
This is the police. Open the door.
The police? Everyone knows the police don't come round here.
Well, today. Oh, please let me inside. It's cold out here.
No, I already told you. I won't be responsible for any more strangers getting into the building. Go check the backyard door. Maybe someone there will.
He trails off, leaving the sentence unfinished.
Backyard door. There must be another entrance to the east.
I guess we'll check that. Hey, you there.
You see a young man on a balcony nursing a cigarette. His eyes have been following you for a while.
Not looking for any trouble, officer.
He says in a quiet voice. Despite the cold, his shirt hangs unbuttoned on his frame. No trouble for me. I just want to know what's going on here.
I don't want to be seen talking to the gendarmerie, if that's okay. I just want to finish my cigarette.
It's the god of cigarettes and youth. Ask him if he's got anything to spare. Don't let him go. This could be your witness. The balcony has a great view of the whole thing.
Actually, he said gendarmerie really needs to talk to you.
Is it really that important?
He asks you, adjusting his shirt.
Like a nervous cat, he keeps stealing looks at the neighboring windows.
All right, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run.
Looks like you got a good view of the Whirling's backyard. Can you tell me anything about the hanging? I'd even go so far as to say that the view is a little too good, my dear gendarme. Do you have an estimate of when the body will be taken away?
We will remove the body as soon as possible. Now tell us, where were you last Sunday?
Oh, he waves lazily with his cigarette. You already asked me that, didn't you? Pretty sure I didn't. No, not you. He gestures idly. Some more muscular type.
And when did you speak to this more muscular gentleman?
Last week? Oh no, look. He looks around the courtyard again. Snow blankets the old patio chairs and dead houseplants, and all the neighboring windows are black.
You didn't answer the question. What were you doing last Sunday?
I had a friend over. What kind of friend? It was my Sunday friend.
A Sunday friend? How intriguing. Makes sense. Friends are nice on Sunday. You don't have to work. You can just spend time with pals, watching rugby and drinking beer.
What's your friend's real name? Did he see something?
He doesn't reply, gesturing no with his cigarette. Under the grey sky, snow continues to pile on the neighboring windowsills.
Can you tell me your name? My name is Martin Martinez.
Martin Martinez? Good local name. Let's go with that.
I'll just let him have it. Oh, a failure, huh? Right. I see. No, we won't. He takes one last drag of his cigarette before stubbing it out on his snowy balcony with a dying hiss. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going. Suggestion, medium 10. Convince him to stay. Give it a try.
This isn't the place or time for questions. Who knows who might be watching from the distance, hidden behind the curtain. For a moment, the man on the balcony seems almost vulnerable. Something
I didn't mean to make
moves
that
in
choice.
the
Damn
depths
it.
of his feline eyes. Compassion and a hint of understanding. There's snow gathering on his hair and on his shoulders.
I think it
A
was a
speckle
forced
of
choice.
white
So it's fine.
against the purple that hangs loose on his slender frame.
Just making sure. When he speaks again, his voice is soft and deliberate. I'm sorry, but I really don't have the information you're looking for. A flick of his wrist, he sends the cigarette butt sailing over the
But,
rail.
hold on. What's that? For a split second, his hand lingers, as though gesturing towards a stone placed right next to the front door. It's a sign.
Good luck with the investigation. He walks away.
He's gone.
The lieutenant puts away his notebook and turns to you. We should run after him, see where he
No
went.
point in running. Tenements like these often have multiple exits. If he doesn't want to talk to us, then he'll know how to hide himself.
So we just
He
give
could
up.
be a witness. Him or his Sunday friend. Either way, we need to look into that muscular type who's asking about our case.
I wonder if we should talk to him now, or if we should wait till Sunday?
He did leave us a sign. Did you see that? He wanted to draw our attention to that stone right over there.
The lieutenant nods towards a small rock on a soggy patch of grass.
If we find a way inside the building, we can ask around for his apartment.
A stone, like any other, lying in a whirl of sleet and mud. Maybe there's something under it.
Turn it
There's a
over.
key beneath it, rusty from the dirt.
This must be for the front door. Pity it doesn't have the apartment number on it. This building has many apartments and a man can be in any of them.
How are we going to find the right one?
We'll just have to go in and see.
Does it open this door too? Nope. Another splattering of bullet holes on this wall. Did everyone go in the actual store? I think so. Yeah, I never did come in here. Gift books and molten candy.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Hyundal somewhere.
Look through
Rows
the
and
display
rows of
books.
Hyundala men blur your vision. You make out some titles. Man from Hyundal and the Mammoth Riders. Man from Hyundal, Return to Hyundal. And the solipsistic Man from Hyundal and the Hyundal Man.
Good God, how many are there?
Maybe 100. Man from Hyundal and the sages at the end of the world. Man from Hyundal and the false god. Man from Hyundal and the scorched earth. Man from Hyundal, the Hyundal colonies. Man from Hyundal and the swamp beast. Man from Hyundal and the snow crabs. Not even close. Man from Hyundal in hell. Man from Hyundal and the forest of slaves. Man from Hyundal under the lake. Man from Hyundal, Hyundal burning. There's even the Trial of Death, a pastoral combat game book set in the world of Hyundala Man, and so much more.
Let's give it a try. 42 is fair. It's possible, but not probable.
A twinge at the back of your
Hey.
head makes you flinch. Your eye starts twitching.
Ow.
Your hand reaches toward a book with glossy cover art of the very muscular Man from Hyundal in chains, kneeling in front of a staircase leading to a throne. A woman sits on the throne, leering at the man. She's laughing at him, belittling him. Between the throne and the Hyundala Man lies a bonfire, casting shadows on the wall. The shadow of the woman's headdress looks like a pair of devil horns. The title reads, Man from Hyundal and the Devil Woman. The display rack before you is burdened under piles of Man from Hyundal novels.
I don't have any money. Old sports magazines tucked away in a dark corner.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise. An endless variety of source books, lore books, and codices litter the table. The topmost book is titled Welkin Compendium, 2nd edition. There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art, The Hunters of Katawak, Boreal Creature Compendium, and a pick-your-path adventure game book titled Tales of Wirral, Cavern of Velkrag.
Anything that really
There's
catches
a
my
box
eye?
that says Wirral, 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplements Module. The side panel notes, a fantastique adventure board game, new maps and miniatures. A sticker on it displays 25 real.
Man, once we get money and time, we'll do that. I'm still waiting on Zombicide. That's all I'm trying to play.
Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance.
The clerk extends
Be
a greeting.
welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
Her face looks powdery and painted from all the makeup.
So you're the
I
owner of the
am.
store?
The proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
Her voice, high-pitched, sounds familiar. We've talked to her before, through the doorbell.
She has fine-tuned her voice to find the most welcoming approach for attracting new customers. It doesn't work.
Oh, didn't mean to do that. Wait.
Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl? Wonderful. Did you talk to her? Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her?
Her opinion of her daughter depends on how well she lured you into the store.
My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette.
Abolish child labor. Oh god. I didn't get to explore her story. I'm gonna...
Mind your own business, sir. In our society, people don't get to tell each other how to raise their children. It's none of your or anyone's business.
Farewell for now, book peddler.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only. Nothing. Now please go back to browsing the books. Don't you feel compelled to look at the books? The books are all you care about.
Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become. You see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. Inside, a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you. Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fish head charm at this time. The curtains remain shut before you. These shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see the name Dick Mullen over. A couple of spook novels hide amidst all the detective books. Thrilling tales of spycraft and daring do. Crime fiction is a disgrace. An asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes of the arduous everyday work of actual police officers. These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it takes to actually follow up on leads and eliminate dead ends. What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives. Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of all the books found on the shelf? Shelves filled to the brim with crime novels featuring
Crime novels for me, friend. It's a tome of fascist magic. Rather candid. Quaint picture, book brochure. Very colorful.
The plaque on the shelf reads, Biographies of Famous People. You see a large variety of names, none of which ring a bell. You will attain a place on this shelf one day, or die trying.
Look through the display of books. Nah.
Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden inside the alcove. They're held up by small pins. The board has come loose from one corner. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda, a map of Revachol, and a map of Martinez.
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available. The other two are not for sale anymore. And besides, you could scarcely afford them. They're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents, though. Yes, yes. Are you interested or not?
Whatever. What's 90 cents to the... Alright. Alright, like 20.
Always good to be informed of your surroundings.
Ooh, can we actually look at a map now? Not a very... Oh, okay, that kind of helps. Okay, yeah, there's the boat. Oh, shit. These are found white checks. Those are on white. Those on white are available to try now. Oh, okay, okay. Where's the pile of eternity? Oh, one sec. comics.
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people.
Another boring book, just discarded here. I probably won't go back on my choice, but just in case I absolutely hate it.
The curtains.
Nothing.
Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away. Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice...
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers.
Her hand has closed around her pendant, her fingers nervously playing with the talisman.
Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
Man, this is different. I'm a police officer. I need to get in there.
Why? It's not like anyone was killed there.
She stops abruptly as her hand flies over her mouth, baffled by her own bluntness.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers.
The powers? Ah. No.
No! Please just talk to me, officer. Come here and let's talk this through before you decide to do anything extreme.
There is something mysterious about the curtains. Be careful. The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if taunting you.
Rip them apart, this time for real.
I warned you! You're unleashing forces beyond your understanding!
You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little cage-like trinkets. Your shadow looming over it like an omen. Skin's already got forces beyond my control. David Bowie. Vaguely androgynous portrait of a man. Ghostly silhouettes of hair dryers. Oh cool, another level up. Where do we put it? Maybe I want to dig a little... Oh, God. I don't know. I feel like... Gosh, these choices are so hard. Yeah, that coupled with composure should help. Except, merely looking at that unmanly haircut threatens your masculinity. Jesus.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of little oddly shaped trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked. Only an echo. No one is there. A hollowed out, dark echo.
Alright, lady. You're probably all angry now. What else you got to say?
I wasn't kidding when I said we're parapsychologically done. You clearly don't care about the consequences. What gives you the right?
I am the law.
Don't expect my help from now on. The back door is locked and I threw away the key. I won't trifle with such forces. Do look at the books, though. The books compel you. You may be able to make up for this by buying a lot of books. I hope you're a voracious reader.
I see.
Hello again, sir.
Dang. I was hoping she would have something pertaining to the door. So we have a lot of choices. Let's see if Kuno has calmed down at all.
Fuck does Kuno care? Yeah, like a fucking volcano? Yeah. Fucking pathetic.
You're lucky you didn't die there.
Screw the both of you. Maybe you got some advice for me? I mean, you're obviously handling it quite well.
Kuno's got some advice for you.
The kid looks to his left, then to his right, and then leads towards you.
What are you? Like 80, right? Maybe you should stop embarrassing yourself in front of a fucking kid. Kuno doesn't fucking...
Inside, you see a set of steering.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Huh.
Of course. What is her number, officer?
Yes, hold on. Her number is 005 1944 298.
Proceed. Hold on, officer.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi slowly begins to tap a little rhythm with his right foot. Quite a lot of time has passed.
Officer, I have Sylvie Malaika on the line for you.
Hey.
Yes, hello?
A female voice greets you through static. Sounds like she's millions of miles away from here. I think that's a little bit of a typo. Sylvie, I believe we've met before. This is me, a detective from the Whirling in Rags.
Oh, right. Hello, officer. What can I do for you?
You can hear resentment in her tone. She's not thrilled to be talking to you again. There is no resentment in her tone. She wants you to ask her out. No question about it.
What are these? What are these conflicting thoughts? You quit your job at the Whirling. Why?
You mean, why did I leave the bar? Honestly, I'm not really comfortable discussing it with you, sir.
I won't push you on this, so you ever come back to
Maybe,
work?
I don't know. I just know I have to take some time off right now.
Was you who called the police?
Not me.
Do you know who made that call?
Sorry, I don't. Not a lot of people have phones around here. Copper thieves take the wires. People don't have the money to have the cables put in again. They use the Union's phone, or the one on the coast.
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer. It just might take a while.
Why didn't you call? Didn't the courts on your workplace bother you?
Of course it bothered me. But I thought the Union already knew about the courts.
I meant us. You should have called the
No
police.
one calls the police. The Union would get angry.
What do you mean by that?
You know, what the Union says goes. People listen to them and they take care of their own, which is like everyone here.
Garbage.
Tell me why exactly did you let a corpse hang in your own backyard for weeks instead of calling us?
I didn't want to get in trouble with the others.
Push her further. Show her the error of her ways. No, don't push her. It sounds as if she's about to cry.
What others?
The other people who live around here. Local people. I didn't want trouble.
Her voice is resigned and weak.
You don't live here. You don't understand. Squealing is frowned upon here. Everything is dealt with, well, by the Union, internally. Please, I just didn't want any trouble. You do? Oh. What else can I do for you? Yeah, go on.
Have you seen my
Yes,
badge?
I know who you are. You're a police officer. The law. Oh, no, I haven't, sorry.
Real policemen have uniforms too, by the way. Where's yours? Right. It's better to not ask too many questions, lest people start thinking you're a cop or something.
Please, no. Not this again. Everyone saw your cool gun detective. You were trying to impress some people with it. Everyone was eating, and you were waving it around in everyone's face, begging them to describe it. You said it calms you, and then you started making suicide jokes. It got pretty graphic.
Oh dear.
Some poor sod was trying to eat his pudding while you were screaming, spit flying, imitating the mercy shot right next to him. Spat some in his food. I don't think he touched it after.
Me neither. No idea. All I know is next you were waving around money instead, saying things like big butts cannot lie and guns can't buy money, but money can always buy guns. It almost looked like you pawned it, but believe me, I did not ask. I do hope so. Please don't call me again. Bye.
Yes, you have obviously done something to upset her at the Whirling in Rags, when she was still working there.
Wait, before you go, you're mad at me, right? Tell me, what did I do? I can't remember anything.
I'm not mad, it's just you were so drunk and so emotional all the time, and then the skua thing happened. It just made me want to quit.
Skua thing?
Stuffed bird, the great skua. You threw it against the wall while screaming, "Fuck that bird," and laughing like a maniac. I think you said it had been giving you shit ever since you got there.
I like
well,
the burbs.
Yes, obviously. You were the worst client I've ever seen. And I had seen so many assholes in this place. I've had sailors fighting, union guys grabbing my ass, kids stealing booze. Once a guy was glued to the karaoke machine every night for 2 months. But you...
Go on, I need to know what I did.
Well, you were worse than all of them. Honestly, you were getting borderline aggressive. Even about little things like not turning down the volume at 3 a.m. I even liked one of those songs you kept listening to on repeat. No more. I hate it now. We Go On by the O.O. I can't listen to it anymore. You've turned it into a parody. To hell with that song. Then there was your room. Your project. An experiment to see how bad it can get in there. I tried to send the cleaner, but you wouldn't let me. Threatened to make me understand. I had no idea what you meant, and I don't want to know. And then screamed something about how you're a piece of shit human being, and why does anyone even let you work as a policeman? That you'd fire yourself, but you can't even do that. And then I had to deal with your toilet. The one you clogged with police documents, causing water damage downstairs in the kitchen. I won't even mention you waving your gun around, harassing customers, threatening to sing karaoke, threatening to kill yourself.
Wait, police documents?
The ones I had to wrench out of your toilet.
What happened to them?
Damn it, I don't remember what I did to your damn papers. I don't remember every little thing I do.
Resentment gives way to concern in her voice.
Especially when there's a hurricane loose. It's your fault for losing them, not mine.
Something in you wants to immediately forget about this, as if there was a reason you threw them away.
Okay, I get it. That wasn't a very good
No,
time.
you really weren't. You were simply the worst.
Truly sorry for everything, Sully.
God, I know I shouldn't have brought it up. Just try not to call me again, and let's pretend it never happened.
You
Right,
hear
thank you
a
for talking.
sigh
Take
of
care.
relief on the other end of the radio. Wordless, the call breaks. Then the...
Anything else I can help you with, officer? It will take just a moment, officer.
Her voices fade out into the familiar radio static.
Gottlieb, what do you want?
He's carelessly chewing on a piece of hard candy.
Oh, it's you.
Was that a snarl or a suppressed groan? No love for you here.
I've lost my memory. All of it.
With all the damage you've been dealing yourself with drugs and alcohol, I'm not surprised.
There is no surprise in his voice. Only
You're not
careless
surprised.
superiority.
Okay, anything else?
What else? I'm not a brain doctor. Look on the bright side. You've got a whole new life now. Use it wisely.
It's hard to say if he doesn't believe you or doesn't care.
Isn't there anything you can do for me?
What? You want me to do blood work for you again? Tell you just how bad things really are across the board? You want another rundown of everything collapsing inside your body?
Yeah, it seems like a lot.
You want the real, honest-to-God truth? Stop drinking, eat magnesium and vitamin D. Our station is not a retirement home. We don't have the funds to deal with rock stars past their prime.
So it's political. You're being neglected because of political reasons.
And no, I don't want to hear a political commentary on the topic. In fact, I got work to do. Some idiot has glued his eyelids shut with cyanoacrylate. It looks like Mactusin.
Huh. It's not fucking cryoactylate. It's super glue, Doc. I guess that's it for now. Phone click, suddenly you hear the already
Anything else
familiar
I can help you with, officer?
Run with the radio.
57, over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio on a hook.
Apparently there was a pissing match between Precinct 41 and Precinct 57. Ask him about this after the initial inspection of the dead body is done. Hangover feels pretty bad. You have to take the edge off, find a bottle of alcohol, put it in your hand, put it in the held slot in your inventory, and the magic will help by its own. What happens if I don't do that? If I don't feed the monster? Someone reported the hanging to the RCM. Maybe find out who it was and may shed new light on the event so you have an idea where to start. But the caller could have been anyone. Alright, guess it's back to the smoker on the balcony. Eviction notices and missing pets plastered on top of each other. No, don't do it. The box is filled with cleaning chemicals. Smells of laundry detergent. Flip up glasses. The auditor. Are they to be worn? What do they do? Cool composure.
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much. The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez, with directions to appropriately touristy locations. Year 48 resides on the upper right corner. Your finger moves through the various streets, across Rue de Saint-Ghislain and Rue Saint-Cypar, over Saint-Brun and Martinez North. Finally coming to a halt on the spot where you are currently standing, although the map gives no such indication itself. This door has been closed with a padlock. The chalk-drawn number on the board says number 11. It's a solid lump of metal, but the shackle is deeply corroded. A solid pair of chain cutters would make short work of it. Better whip out those cutters. You won't get very far otherwise. No reply. No reply.
Not gonna go breaking into houses right away. I'd steal some shoes. Oh, or the change inside the shoe. Oh, $7. Wow.
You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. The number on the panel says 10. The walking stops abruptly, but no one comes to the door. You can feel tension on the other side. A poor communard, from the looks of it. The room is barely bigger than a closet.
Did you notice that the water audio did not match the words? It described the room.
Let's go. We don't have a reason to get inside.
Give me a moment.
Look who it is.
The cold never does any good for my bronchitis. I'm fine. Don't you worry about me.
You're still worried. It's very worrying.
Now, what you want from me, policeman?
She's the cleaning lady. She knows the floor plan and the residence.
She spits on the floor before wiping it off with a broom. I have a little room upstairs, right next to the coal room. It's barely bigger than a closet, but I don't complain, though. She juts out her chin, eyes shining. I have my bed and my aching bones to keep me company, and that's all I need from this world. I have a few questions about those apartments. Ask away. What can you tell me about Cindy? The artist? Nothing I can do about her, I'm afraid. She ruins that wall faster than I can clean them. Still. She leaves an old lady to her business, more than I can say for others. Who lives behind the padlocked door? Oh, that one is a scientist, a future scholar. Suddenly the old lady's face is beaming. I think he studies astrology at the community college. Education's good. I always tell them to study. Astrology? Something to do with all those stars around his door. He asked me to leave his drawings up on the wall. You sure you don't mean astronomy? That's what I said. Astrology.
The lieutenant shakes his head, as though to say, let it go. Come on, people. Try to keep up any standards here. It's not about stars. It's... forget it.
No one lives there. It's been empty for months. But I talked to someone through the door. Impossible. The cleaning lady shakes her head. I would know if someone had moved in there. She pauses, eyeing the hallway. Maybe it's those counterculture people again, breaking into our house like it's a public space. You're a policeman. Be good and take a look, will you? Sure, I'll go see what I can find. Great, young people. They're worse than rats, you know? Always littering the hallways with trinkets and empty beer cans.
She mumbles some
thanks.
kind of a response, then hacks something into her handkerchief.
I am looking for Martin Martinez. Cleaning lady smiles a gap-toothed smile when she hears you mention the name. Oh, you'll find plenty of Martins here, don't you worry. What do you mean? I wasn't joking. Pea-brain, someone played a trick on you. Martin Martinez is a name for anyone from Martinez, like Jim Jamrock or Raoul Ravachol.
Oops.
Raoul?
You really didn't get the joke there.
I thought it was obvious. Anyway, officer, we don't have the witness's name.
Yes, I know you mean. The scrawny boy who's always smoking like the devil, right? She looked at the other end of the hallway.
Somewhere in the building, a child starts crying. You hear a radio tuned to a talk show and someone taking a shower.
Talk. Cleaning lady starts laughing, but it turns into a violent coughing spasm. She squeezes her broom, trying to catch her breath. He lives upstairs in number 28. Go to the balcony. It's one of those doors there. She points east. He's usually home in the evening.
Thank you. We should go check out his apartment on the balcony. See if he's home.
Thanks, I'm off. Note reads foreclosed by Martinez Reality Associates. Realty. Oops. The sea below looks cold and winter gray. Someone has torn down the wall. Sick. Knows the Fed. 20 cents. An old grocery list on the table. And checks.
That isn't just a five-pointed star. It's an inverted white pentagram cradled in a wreath of antlers, the iconography of communism, in other words.
Look out, Kim. There are communists around here. Inspect the symbol
The
closer.
star and antlers was developed in the 6th decade of the last century and quickly adopted by Mezov and the communards during the revolution. Even today, half a century after, the star and antlers retains the ability to evoke hope, disappointment, and fear in equal measure. The wreath of antlers represents a natural crown. It was about building a society that could exist in accord with the natural world, and at the same time above it. To symbolize the toppling of the old order. Also, some social democrats were already using it, because white is the color of peace. Nothing at all yet. Right now, it's just meaningless shapes on a wall. This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk drawer. You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. The number on the panel says 10. A poor communard, from the looks of it. The room is barely bigger than a closet. You hear someone walk. There's no sweet talking your way in there. Be official.
Oh god.
That was smart.
Satisfied? My name is Marielle Charpentier, and I'm an agent with Martinez Realty Associates. I am not breaking in, as I have every right to be here. The keys, see?
Her voice is really cheerful, despite her obviously hating you.
Do you want to see my ID as well? You can't legally ask for it, but why not? Want to see my residence permit too?
She fumbles through her purse, fishing out a light paper-clad passport. She offered. Feels flimsy in hand, with the words Revachol Zone of Control written under a nondescript municipal logo. There's a picture of her with shorter hair inside, along with all her personal details.
Thank you. Do you have any questions? I need to be back in Midtown in an hour.
Who lived in this foreclosed apartment down... Oh, who lived in the foreclosed apartment down the hallway?
Oh, that's another huge mess. The former tenant owes us 3 months of rent. 3. We closed the apartment and planned on auctioning off the valuables, but... And again, I have no idea how stupid mistakes like this can even happen. But Ron, when he came to close the door, didn't close the neighboring door. And there's a hole in the wall.
So preppy. She's probably on some low-grade performance enhancers, like Preptide or Pericanine.
A hole in the wall. Can you believe it? And then the tenant ran off with his stuff. He's gone. The money's gone. Just like that.
The sum must have been puny. Oh, it irks her. The incompetence.
Well, it does not disappear from my hands. No, I don't let it. Don't ask me what happened with the wall. I have no idea how we're going to find the time or resources to fix it. Both apartments are now unrentable. Both. I need to get it ready for the next lease, but as you can see, the previous tenant completely trashed the place.
I fuck shit up too. Reprehensible. Who lived here?
It was some kind of a moribund old man who used to be a business owner. You'd think they'd make rent.
A sudden serious look crosses her face. This story didn't have a happy ending.
But that was months ago. Anyway, was there anything you wanted, or is that it? I'm in a hurry. Of course.
Report back to the cleaning lady, I assume. A blister pack of medicine peeks out of the box. You should take it. Hypnogamma. Looks like a fine mattress. Don't be ridiculous. You can hear it swarming with bugs.
Give me a moment.
I didn't find any counterculture people in apartment 10. It was just a real estate agent setting up the room for new tenants. I see. She takes out her handkerchief and wipes her nose. I hope some good people are finally going to move in. This place needs them. Huh. Unless we start killing real estate agents. Yeah. Something. I'm sure everything will be fine. Yes, well, she doesn't know what to say. So she just coughs and repeats. I hope they're good people.
Your statements are too vague to comment on.
Where does this exit go?
More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
Cool. Might as well give it a try.
A strange coldness comes over you as
Why?
you look at the world. The waves sway the sloop slowly. The doubt is fully formed in your head. The alien feeling persists. Yet something's still missing. You have finished mulling over the jamais vu thought, but your conceptualization skills are not nuanced enough to make sense of it.
What is acute encephalopathy?
It's a neurological disorder caused by lack of vitamin B in the brain. Symptoms include a retrograde amnesia. It's quite serious. You should get yourself checked out.
She conveys it in short, cold bursts, trying not to invest too deeply in the condition of this doomed detective. In case he goes down later, souring the entire portfolio.
What causes encephalopathy? God, that word. Encephalopathy.
Well,
Encephalopathy.
it's either bariatric surgery or long-term alcohol use.
Oh, it's
She
definitely the
nods
drinking.
slowly. What this boils down to is, this reality thing is stupid. Blow this joint, grab a bottle, and drain that shit right down your throat.
Bad drug brain. Yeah, and perform autoerotic asphyxiation on yourself with funny necktie. Out in the open somewhere.
Wait. This reality thing is the only game in town. It's probably in your interest not to blow it.
Wipe that urge from your mind and get back to
She
reality.
stares at you, head tilted to the side, with a slightly concerned look on her face.
What's this? What's in my...
A bird? A sphenicid? A flightless bird of the polar regions? Some sort of krill hunter? No, wait. You're an ancient ruin. A symbol of hubris and decay. Half submerged in some salty sea. Of course you're not, my dear. I'm just terrible at guessing games.
What is this place here?
This is the pier of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A, where the tenants have been kind enough to rent me a slot. Or two. A pre-revolutionary tenement. Old buildings are called tenements, you see. And new buildings, bâtiments. After les bâtiments nouveaux. But 33A and 33B are not nouveaux. They're old. This one used to be 8 to 10 stories tall. A real high-rise by the standards of the last century. Built to mirror the skyscrapers across the bay in the Delta. That was before the war, of course.
Who lived in them?
Mostly the urban middle class, I believe. This was once primo real estate, before the cannons lopped 4 or 5 stories off.
That'll do it.
Splat, splat.
Dilapidated balcony. Cindy the skull. Goose Joyce the evil eye. Red paintbrush held to her throat.
You could be wrong, but from here it appears as if she's running the brush across her throat in a soaring motion.
Wonderful.
What are you? What is that?
The girl in the old lady rags.
Yeah.
Looks like a sullen and rebellious member of a teen infraculture.
Infraculture?
Yes. You and I belong to the supraculture. We're common, the herd. The music on the radio, the food in the chain restaurant, those are all too popular for the girl in the old lady rags. She prefers a fantasy world, an infraculture with its own dress code and vernacular. It is an illusion, I'm afraid. There is no refuge from the supraculture.
I understand everything. Make it more complicated somehow.
I can't. That's how simple it is. One may dye their hair green and wear their grandma's coat all they want. Capital has the ability to subsume all critiques into itself. Even those who would critique capital end up reinforcing it instead. All right. What next?
So for
Glad
now,
to have been of assistance.
thank you. We never did find the smoker on the balcony. She said the balcony to the east, so I'm gonna go on the west side balcony for explorative sakes. Exploration's sake? Whatever. Words. Haha, we caught you.
Ooh, the piggies have learned how to saunter up staircases. I didn't think you could do that with hooves. But here you are.
That's right, we've evolved.
Yeah, I can see that. Cool mutations.
That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint. It's heavy fuel oil.
Red-dyed heavy fuel oil, intended for exclusive use in government vehicles, to be precise.
And it's a political statement.
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself. Back in Jamrock.
She really did it. She's proud of it too.
Some clever cultural commentary.
You ain't seen nothing yet, Piggy Boo.
Above, tarps flap in the wind, forgotten hammers, and nails rust. The door is locked, you can't get in. Oh. Boiler room. Pants. 100 tiny feet scurrying beneath the grate, the rats of the city. I get it now. Well, a little bit. Let's go one more into empathy. Should we? Logic and perception should pair well, so. Enough coal to last for several winters. Smells of chemicals. Someone's been sleeping here recently. Cindy? Let's check out my new pants. Minus reaction speed, but a godly ass. Although these jeans look worn, the wearer must have had an ass given to them by the mighty Lord himself. A beautiful peach-shaped man-ass has imprinted itself so deep in the fabric, you can't but wonder if wearing them would start molding your own vague rear side into a more shapely form as well. Indeed. Back on over to the east side and talk to our skinny friend. Woo, loading screens. At least the loading screens aren't too bad. They're not pillars of eternity bad. And I think that's my litmus when it comes to CRPGs. And one more. The last, but not the least. Of the loading screens. Jesus Christ. I wonder if the next-gen versions of the game have nice, quick loading screens. Because I know sometimes that'll be tied directly to the engine and not the actual hardware, so... You hear distant traffic. Night is falling on the city. The breaker box is full of cigarette butts and electric wires. The curtains shift, just a little. Someone is watching from within. $0.15. Someone's growing rosemary, thyme, and a cactus.
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone here really values their security. Number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony lives.
Let's see if anyone's home. Knock on the door.
No one answers.
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home. I think our best chance to catch him is in the evening.
He looks around, taking in the cold spring
We should
air.
return tomorrow after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.? Sound good?
So tomorrow after work, okay.
Tomorrow, 9 p.m., right here. Apartment number 28. Good, let's go.
Sounds like a plan.
Damn. Turns out it's quite tricky finding someone in a big apartment building. Don't worry, you'll get him. Remember, tomorrow, he's probably gone for today.
Make sure there aren't any other wacky characters to meet. Complete silence. Whoever lives here isn't home. Voices from within singing along to some buoyant dance track. Does buoyant mean like bouncy, upbeat? Or like floaty? sure it's actually walled from going over there. It would seem... Yeah, cool. Just making sure. I have no idea how we're gonna do that one. There are strange doors in the whirling. No one knows where they lead. Find a way in and see what's hidden there. In the hostile cafeteria's forgotten corners. Huh. Okay, so we actually don't have any clear pathway, person, or place to go to at the moment. So we'll just explore a bit. Oh, what was that?
The sight of bullet holes stirs something in you, making you forget the lieutenant's surname.
Look close first. Look close.
The faded marks are too degraded to draw any forensic conclusions. Just chips in the sandstone.
Kim, look. Bullet holes.
Where?
Point to the chips in the wall. Someone has been shot. We're cops. We should solve it. Now they're probably old. But oh well. We'll indulge.
There? Those are old.
Oh, you mean like from the Revolution?
Yes, the one that happened half a century ago. Those bullets were fired during the Revolution and do not warrant an investigation by officers of civil law.
Okay, what can you tell me about this revolution?
Not much. I don't have a fresh perspective on it. Shall we go?
All right.
You're still waiting for a replacement for the bull you sent sinking.
I saw the statue of Philippe III near the roundabout.
Ah, yes. King Philip III on his steed. A reminder of what Revachol once was.
Oh, absolutely. At the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold.
Hey.
Cocaine? Cocainum? Sounds like our kind of king. And just imagine what kind of cocaine a king would have had.
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king. Someone who knows how to rule.
How should a true king rule?
Decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never understood.
But I mean, like, both things are true. Having care for your people and not being afraid to do what needs to be done. But definitely, like, that not being afraid to do what needs to be done should also
Elysium
come at
is
the
only
expense
as
of
strong
himself
as its
first,
leader.
rather than his
That's
people.
why it was such madness to try to...
I mean, I guess that's true too.
Don't get started on that again. What happened, happened.
Hi, Tom. The Carabiner doesn't reply, but his entire being communicates unbreakable resolve.
No one and nothing can change this man's mind. He is as rigid as they come, still in that antique uniform. It's a symbol for him.
What was that about cocaine?
Old Philip was a big fan of the purple nose candy the nobility loved so much.
Purple.
A cocaine connoisseur of sorts. His egocentricity is borderline legendary.
You can't even take the responsibility for yourself. How could you fathom the responsibility weighing on the shoulders of a ruler?
He asks, obviously.
That's why the Philippian kings use cocaine, for clarity of vision, to aid in their work. Regnum cocainum, Revishal's finest years.
He seems to grow taller, brimming with pride about the
I'm
past.
satisfied with this explanation.
Of course. Clarity of vision. Awareness.
Philippe Zittel was even brought into this world with the help of cocaine.
Huh.
The court made him administer the dose to his mother when she was in labor.
And gave
And
him
it
a
is well
buck
known
too.
with the help of cocaine. Only the purest, of course. He was able to connect with higher realms.
Higher realms. Of course, it all makes sense.
Well, God.
I'm listening. Right.
Autosave. Is my journal really not going to help me from here, pretty much? I guess we gotta check out the body again, huh? I don't presume it's gonna go too well.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots.
Okay, we go. 72 is not bad. I feel like it's gonna give it to us, though. Oh, no! The corpse appears to laugh at you, black froth bubbling on its lips. Every molecule in this body reeks of death. It's still too much. You feel it coming up. Again.
Every time it happens, it gets worse and worse. There's nothing more to throw up now. All that's left is crying and convulsing dryly at the same time.
Just cry. Except little black bubbles pop on the corpse's lips. Decay. Liquid like tar. Decay liquid? It's like he's gurgling. What?
Officer, you just need to be stronger. Learn to keep it in long enough for us to work. There's nothing else to do.
If anybody has any questions or anything, say. I will be muted. I'm eating. Just so you know. I am here.
Relax. It's okay if you don't make it today. The bloated corpse isn't going anywhere. An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite. Because there's a secret door hidden behind the panels of Eternite. That's why they're too orderly. There it is. You see a shabby little door.
What is this, then? A tool shed? Let's investigate.
Be still, my beating heart. It's amphetamine. Sweet amphetamine. The lieutenant isn't studying the powder in the mirror. He's studying you.
Perhaps not. This is below our pay grade, detective. However, see that ladder there? It's probably another way into the industrial harbor, no? A secret path the local kids use.
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing here. When the wind ruffles the cloak, you can most definitely see a white rectangle on its back.
Yes, it's probably yours. It bears the RCM insignia, and you have a habit of being careless with your equipment. You could probably make the jump. You look like you've done some track and field in your day. The cloak? I do think it's yours, yes. As to whether you should go for it? Well, it doesn't seem too dangerous. 2 meter stops. Whenever you're ready to do it, I'll be right behind you.
Nope, no. That's still too high. What were you thinking? You're not a gymnast. You're a boxer. And you've climbed way too high up there.
Sure. Just be careful, okay? Looks like you almost strained a muscle there.
Oh, right there was the second time that the audio from the narrator didn't match the words on the screen.
Tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM marking.
Alrighty then. Well, that wasn't as fruitful as I thought it would be. Oh yeah. Ooh. Come on. Work with me, kid.
you found Kuno's secret door to Kuno's secret shack. It was closed for 5,000 years. How the fuck did you get in?
Before we go on with that, that was a lie.
Pig, that's the past. You and Kuno are now. Let's talk about how you opened the secret door, fucking at Kuno's kingdom.
I phase shifted through the roofing material.
Shit. Get the fuck out of here. You can't do that.
He can't do that, Kuno. He's trying to fuck at you again.
Pigs can't displace. Can't do that teleport shit.
He says to himself. Then turns to you.
How did you like it in there, pig old boy? Kuno's got a lot of cool shit there, right?
Can I get into the
Of
harbor
course
from
you
the roof?
fucking can. How do you think Kuno made all the docky boys his gimps? Just gotta fly, pig.
Tried that. It didn't go so well.
Kuno knows. Kuno and C saw you shit yourself. It's okay, pig. Not everyone can face the fear Kuno style.
That's all there is to it then. Don't be a pansy. Just jump.
What was this
Oh,
pig
that?
head?
Kuno decapitates pigs. That's just a Kuno demo tape.
Huh. Demo tape, like some kind of musician.
Yeah, Kuno plays on snuff radio, fucks pigs, live, fucks their heads off. Kuno's a cop killer.
I found a plate covered with powdered residue. Know anything about it?
That's where Kuno gets his daily hit of electric. Kuno Shazam. Kuno rides the fucking lightning in there, pig.
Bet you'd like to ride the lightning too, wouldn't you? You feel tired and old, but you could have that sparkle in your eyes.
What's with that tube of magnesolum?
It's a vitamin, pig. Don't you know anything?
Looks at you. Like you just pointed at the sun and asked
You
what
could
it
use
was.
some.
It's magnesium, right?
Yeah, it's the mag. You fucking need that shit to stay on top of your game. Kuno goes through like a tube a day, rips mag like a motherfucker, and you could use a battle.
Rude.
Oh, don't teach him, Kuno. He's going to use it against you, Kuno.
You're not getting this, pig. It completely takes away the hangover. It's like you didn't do anything. Like you stayed home playing with your choo-choo.
Fuck you, pig. Don't do mag. You're going to OD and you're going to fucking die.
I mean, you can overdose on vitamins.
Is it? You got pretty fucked. Kuno's surprised you've still got your head after all that.
After all
Don't
what?
sweat it, drunk pig. Kuno will keep your nasty secrets. Kuno's not snitching.
He's saying you climbed up there. He probably saw you do it.
That means I'm capable.
Yet, that conclusively explains how the coke got up there.
I've heard
Good
enough
call,
of this.
Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Kuno about his... The fuck do you want with it? Is it? You got pretty fucked. Whatever, piggy. Good call, Pigmeister. Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Righty.
Hear that? Magnesium. That's what you're lacking. The lack of magnesium has you slouched. The magnesium levels in your blood are dangerously low. It's about the low magnesium levels and not the high alcohol levels. Yes, and it's critical. Look at yourself. You're practically devolving into a fish due to the lack of magnesium in your bloodstream. You need to get so magged up. You've probably had 2 heart attacks and a minor stroke already. And the only prescription is insane amounts of magnesium.
Oh. It's a lot more lively, isn't it? Perfect. This guy still won't wake up.
Isn't it on the counter, rolled out of his open hand? You see a blister pack of headache. The man does not mind. You probably need them more than he does.
Hey. It's the magnesium. It's all about money, you know? So much for the liveliness meaning anything. It's a water cooler, large bubbles rising to the surface.
Can I help you?
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimpled lock. It's painted blue.
He looks up at you and looks away quickly, shrugging, muttering something
Shrugging
to himself.
is an international sign for, no, I don't know what's behind that door.
I doubt it, but we'll check.
You should pick that fat, juicy cigarette butt from the tray, light it up, and smoke the living shit. Who knows what you are? A monster, a murderer, the gnome of Jeroma? You feel like a smoker, especially when you look at that juicy, succulent, seductive cigarette stub, still smoldering deliciously. How very astute of you. This renders it ineffectual. You should look for a... Or you could not do that. No one is making you. Good. They'll make you stronger and better. You're too old to be cool now. But find cigarettes, smoke them, blam. Instantly a cool renegade man. Plus, smoking them gives massive bonuses.
God damn it. That's not what I meant no. Stupid. That just won't do it. Huh. I wonder if using the flashlight in there, since the lights won't turn on.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall.
We'll upgrade it at some point.
In it,
Let's take
your
the 3%
face.
chance.
Still not
Hey.
happening. It won't come off that.
Who would have guessed? Oh dear.
Hello again.
Well, let's see, we know that we have one company and all of it.
Another thing. Great. I love those. Yes.
Oh, balls. Ain't never gonna go to bed. Jeez.
Oh look, it's the cop who turned me into a bad person.
You didn't do nothing wrong, you're fine. Sure, you got nothing new for me.
The woman is still hot.
Huh? What is it? What do you want?
Nope.
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy Grad-made machine is well kept for such an old. The windows are clear. They've been recently washed.
Right to work! Right to work! Chairman, Hell no! I'm just an honest scab! I won't have talk like that around here! You understand? Fucking bug. How about you fuck off me?
Okay, of course.
There could be weapons aiming at us right now. Somewhere above, in the buildings. The other merc. Don't push this, he's thinking. This is not the time.
Fucking bug. How about you?
Okay, of course.
There could be weapons aiming at us right now. The man's breathing steadies, but his eyes are still narrow. Slowly, he's trying to get his right-to-work dance back on.
Have fun. Union shites are on full strike. Then I think they're gonna let you through the gates. You trying to meet their fat boss? The booty murder.
The mention of a killing sends a barely noticeable shiver of tenseness through him. Interesting.
Wouldn't have put it past these harbor bugs. Anything to stay alive. Right to work! Shameful. Cops doing nothing. Should run back up. Open the gates. Blockading gainful employment for workers is a crime.
Why not? I see numerous reasons not to pick a side.
Pity. Let us work! When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, decide to block honest work for other people. Beats me. Them on the nonsense of it. Boardrooms. Workers' rights. While we have the right to work!
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. The different pieces of the attire seem ill-fitting. His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt, seem to fit a man with much more corpulence. He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the emaciated workers, raising both. Silence is the answer. There's something off here. You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
Hell no! I'm just an honest scab! Fucking bug. How about you?
Okay.
There could be weapons aiming at us. The man's breathing steadies, but his eyes are
honest men and women. We're right, we came here to help the...
I have a question. Why do all...
You think they follow because of big and loud? No! They follow the rules of the market.
You want it.
The
Go
rules
back
of
an
the...
episode.
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you?
The thing we're finagling ugly out, he flips a coin towards you. I'll try. Smack it away.
The coin narrowly slips by your outstretched.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to throw it like that. It's the thing we heard before you passed around cargo and such. Was that meant as provocation or
Lieutenant
ridicule?
Kitsuragi picks up the coin and hands it to you.
Alright, always glad to help out the RCM. We're on the same branch, you and I, humans. I mean, not slithering scabs. A whole ass dollar. If I equip the crowbar.
Last we saw, your race was being superseded by the Seminese. That is right. You should leave the stage of history with dignity by inviting the other races to a great world war. Bring your troops to the Seminine Islands and to Boogie Street, and we will pulverize you. When you are gone, we will build a museum for you. The walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the odes to homosexuality you call art, and your microcephalic skulls.
He does not so much as glance at the object.
Stop showing me your pathetic cup. I have no interest in it. Oh, don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that.
There must be some friction there. He's keeping it well hidden, however.
Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront polycultural capital, something your race, naivistic communists, never did. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic. Jam. Individualism. You have gotten these ideas from degenerate youth culture, have you not? You have picked them up from rock and roll songs? Offshoots of the Seminese people invented disco while having sex under the influence of cocaine. It is a shame upon my race. But what is done is done. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Semines race. I can see that. The Semines are the South Island race. Haplogroup A4A. The rightful masters of the Insulindian archipelago. We descend from the Areopagites of ancient Pericarnassus and arrived here 4,000 years ago. We are the future. That is all you need to know. I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Ulumbuir are with me in my genetic dreams. I see young Semines women walk into the grey mass on Ile de Fantôme, waiting on immaculate conception from the pale. No. I have heard about it on the radio.
He would be appreciative if you did not further chase this line of inquiry in front of the women.
I see. I'm from Kura. And though it is not in Revachol, the city is central to the Seminoles strategy. Spreading through its trade networks, our culture will dominate the world.
You have heard enough about our phylogenetic secrets for today. You have extinction to come to terms with, and never getting into the harbor.
Kim, what do you think about
I
this?
think this racist is better than the last, but the next racist will be the really good one. There always is.
Race is reality.
I wonder, like, if you can even have these conversations if you didn't talk to the other guy then.
Racists are generally not very good examples of their race.
Welcome to Revachol. You hear him yell at a redhead woman visiting the fritter nearby. He must think redheads are immigrants.
I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permanently draw a phrenologic grid on my skull and features. This should dispel any doubt. You exhibit forward projection of the jaw, indicative of schizophrenia and sexual inaccountability. From a purely aesthetic standpoint, the dimple in your jaw makes you look like a baby. This is not craniometry, just an observation. It is impossible to see any more of your bone structure. It is covered in the ravages of Al-Hul. From what remain of your features, I can see fleshy lips, baldness of the head, and long arms relative to lower limbs. This leads me to conclude you are not a police officer. You are a common criminal. an offspring of murderers and sailors from Sur-la-Clé and Vesper, and possibly even the degenerate sheep herders of Ubi. Your racial heritage is uninteresting. It is the same as all Revacholians. Your parents and their parents made the decision to reproduce while under the influence of Al-Ghul. That is the only reason you are here.
He's right there. It's almost impossible to get it on unless you're both drunk. It's too scary when people are sober. How did this happen? Your little fist is in his giant hand, and he's squeezing it. It hurts.
You must be out of your mind, degenerate drunk. Say it. I am a degenerate alcoholic.
Your fist cracks in his hand.
The words to the song have changed. Say, I am a violent drunk.
Your hand twists in his grip, and the pain blinds you. Still, you press the words out of your swollen mouth.
Good. Now leave before you humiliate your homoerotic organization any further.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't force us into situations where I may have to shoot random civilians, because that won't get us anywhere. I'm not even sure the one bullet my chamber holds would even prick that hug. Let's think of something else.
No. You should do it again.
Well, with all that said, and that attempt done, and a half-broken wrist, we will be calling that a night. If anybody's here and has enjoyed their time, I would appreciate the follow. If anybody comes here later on YouTube to watch the video, I would appreciate a subscribe on there as well. If nobody's here, well, oops. All of you have a nice time, and I will catch you later.